Hello, students. This is GNS103 Information Literacy. Mrs. Omonewangela Israel is my name. I'm the facilitator for this course. We'll be taking study session 2, unit 2 today. Reference sources and services. Reference sources and services. Reference sources and services provide users with reliable and authoritative information, assisting them in their research, in their academic pursuits, and personal interests. Librarians play a crucial role in curating reference collections, assisting users in accessing and utilizing these sources, and providing personalized guidance and support. Reference services in the library are a set of activities and resources, and they are aimed at assisting library users in finding and utilizing information effectively. The main purpose of reference services is to meet the information needs of library patrons, help them to locate relevant resources, answer their questions, and conduct research. I'd already hinted before now that the reference unit is a very important place for students to use because sometimes you get there, you may not even know what it is you want. But just by interacting with the reference librarian, he already can tell what it is you want and he asks you pointed questions that will guide you to where you should go and get what it is you need, either inside the reference unit or outside of it, but within the library. Now, what are the functions of reference services? Information retrieval. They help you to get out information, to retrieve information. They will help you to, as you do your research, they assist you to do your research. They provide guidance to the user to know how to get these resources out. Sometimes they do interviews for you. That's what I just said. When by the time they start asking questions, from the way they ask you, don't forget they are professionals, so they know what it is you might just need. Just by looking at you, just by hearing you talk, they know what exactly you want and know how to help you get it. So they carry out what we call reference interviews. Then reference tools and guides. Okay, they develop and maintain reference tools that can help users know where it is they need to go in the library to get certain things. Now, readers advisory, how does this happen? The reference librarian try to assist users with recreational materials. Sometimes they even help you in the course of trying to select materials you need. Then sometimes they give you advice. Why don't you go to so and so shelf? You may get this. Why don't you go to so and so place? You may get this. You know, they have a way of suggesting even names of authors to you. That's why reference librarians are seasoned. I wouldn't say they are better than other librarians, but the nature of their job makes them very, very prolific. So to some extent, you'll be surprised at how much they've read and how much they know. So they may tell you, why don't you go here, you get this? Why don't you go here, you get this? They also have a way of providing summaries or reviews, okay, of what it is you might just find enjoyable as you read. Now, they also provide instruction, they provide information literacy. Sometimes they have to tell you what it is to do. Even as a unit, they have the ability to organize workshops, maybe small seminars to educate you on how to use reference sources. Sometimes one-on-one consultations to teach you how to look for things in the library. It's the job of the reference librarian. Then they also collaborate with other units or in the library or other departments just to ensure that users get what it is they want, that users are able to access information that they need for their work. Now, they also carry out digital reference services. Of course, now that we are becoming technologically oriented, yes, the reference librarian is tech savvy, is able to know what it is you need, and to some extent guide you on how to use these resources. Now, the characteristics of reference services in the library, how these reference services are they conducted? First and foremost, information access. Reference services, the first aim of the reference service is to provide users with access to information so that they can know where it is to get what it is they want. They also provide what we call personalized assistance. They help users to know how to reach out to what it is they want in the library or who to go to. So oftentimes they have one-on-one interactions with them. Okay, they engage in reference interviews as had been mentioned earlier, so as to understand the needs and the preferences of the patrons or the users. So they also provide what we call expertise and knowledge. Okay, because of the nature of their work, they are quite proficient. Okay, so they know enough to be able to help the user. They provide literacy instructions. Sometimes, as we said earlier, maybe there'll be research strategies, citation styles that they try to teach the users. And so to some extent, their work is not just about directing. Sometimes they do a little of teaching, they do a little lecturing, just to help users know how to critically evaluate the resources that they need in the library, especially when they get they are able to access them. So they also provide, they make sure that these resources are available. Okay, and sometimes too, the nature of the job of the reference librarian, it's almost like that of a counselor. So sometimes they have to, in the course of engaging the user, you may need to confide in them or tell them one or two things. So they, as much as possible, they try to respect the privacy of the user and keep whatever it is that they think they need to keep in confidence. So which means they should understand the information that is general and the one that is classified, all in a bid to ensure that users are able to get what it is they want. So reference services should incorporate evaluation and feedback mechanisms to assess their effectiveness, to know whether they're actually helping the users. Now, what are the functions of the reference librarian? They carry reference services. They should know how to retrieve information before they can teach others to retrieve. They assist users, okay, to do research. They provide instructions. They do what we call collection development. That is trying to find out what it is that users may need and ensure that they are properly organized and users can access them. Then there is also the role for user support, okay, by either physically going to help them to remove the books from the shelf or directing them as to where to go, or even going imploring other people in other units to assist users to get what it is they want. They organize information and they ensure continuous learning and professional development. They carry out what we call collaboration. They also go out, reach out to other libraries to see how they can help their users in anything that they want. Are there challenges that face reference service? Oh yes. Most of the time, reference units have only one or two staff. Most of the time. So there is always this challenge of staffing. We don't have enough hands. Inadequate staffing is always a challenge in a reference unit. And because of the nature of their work, they really need to be well developed, well trained to do it. So it's a challenge. Inadequate staffing, lack of specialization, I just explained that. Technological challenges, yes. This era of ICT, it can be challenging when a so-called reference librarian doesn't know how to use internet sources very well, and you don't know how to. You are not, you don't know. You're not conversant with the latest technological, terms and all that. So when users come and they ask questions, it can be a problem. Can be a problem. So which means that they have to be well updated and upgraded. You should know what it is that happens in the tech world. Now, limited resources, it's always been a problem, not only in the reference unit, but even the entire library. Most libraries are having the issue of a paucity of funds and resources, to meet the needs of people. So reference sources are even worse because they are more expensive than the average information material that is acquired in a library. Some of their resources are very, very expensive. So getting money to buy them can be a challenge. Then also there can be language or cultural barrier. Libraries that serve diverse user populations, including different individuals with different linguistic and cultural backgrounds. Language barrier can be challenging for some reference librarians. So they will always need people around who can do some kind of interpretation for them. They must have enough hands to know how to do their work well. Then there could be user information literacy skills when some users don't even have enough literacy skills, so it can be difficult for the reference librarian to properly carry out his work because he will spend more than necessary time with these users. Now, lack of user awareness, when users are not aware that reference services exist, they want to explore the reference unit. Then there is need to balance individual and group needs. Reference librarians need to strike balance between addressing individual users' needs and supporting groups, inquiries, and instruction sessions. It can be a problem because, as we said, the issue of staffing is what will make this a problem. If they have enough hands, it should not have been, but they will have to take care of one person here, take care of this, especially if they have users with special needs. So the reference librarianhood can actually be a bit a challenge there in ensuring that these needs are met. So measuring the impact and effectiveness of reference services can be challenging sometimes because you don't really know whether you are, dispensing information as you expected to. So they or whether the users are even satisfied with the information that they get or the services that they get. So that's the reason why there is need for enough hands and enough resources in the reference unit to ensure that reference librarians are able to carry out their jobs effectively. So reference sources in the library refer to specific materials or resources that provide concise and reliable information on a wide range of topics. It's also they are essential tools that provide quick and reliable information on various subjects. Now, these sources are typically designed for quick reference and provide foundational information or background knowledge on a subject. Reference sources are often used to obtain introductory information, definitions, summaries, statistics, and all that. Now we have different types of reference sources. We have dictionaries, we have encyclopedias, we have the thesaurus, we have the directories, we have the almanacs, we have the bibliographies, we have the manuals and the handbooks, we have atlases and gazetteers. All these are major resources, reference sources found in the reference unit, and they are supposed to be available for users to use. The dictionaries, we already know what they are. The encyclopedias, they provide the background information sometimes for users. Thesaurus is a dictionary of meanings of words that play similar meanings, so that users can get to use, especially researchers. They need to know how to use the thesaurus. Directories are there, almanacs, all these are there. There are resources that make up the reference unit, and the reference librarian is expected to meet the needs of the users, providing these resources for them to use. So this summarizes all that happens in the reference unit and bringing this unit to a close, which is on reference sources and services. Thank you for listening.